What's up, guys? Welcome back to Skip's Guns. So, I don't know if you remember, but I've done a couple of reviews for a company, Vector Optics. So, we've done some of the scopes. Here is a scope that I have here. This is honestly one of the nicest affordable scopes that I have, period. So I actually bought this one because the other one that they sent me, I was so impressed with it that I needed another one because of how friggin' clear this thing is, and they're super affordable. So with that being said, I then worked with them and they were nice enough to send out the Vector Optics Frenzy, which I have on my TX22 competition pistol. Well, now they came out with the updated version of the Frenzy, and that's what this is. This is the Frenzy Gen 2. It is a 1x19x28 Gen 2 Frenzy X. And if you look at this thing, they have upgraded this by a long shot. This is no longer the cheaper kind of budget-minded optics, but price-wise, they are still budget-minded. Now, you look at this older version, and it resembles it in a little bit of a fashion, but what they've done now is they really went back to the drawing board. They changed the overall dimensions of this thing and the housing of this. They changed the overall circumference of this so that is shaped more like an oval with this flat top. And what that's going to do is actually protect this thing from dropping. Because, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but something like an SRO is completely round, and this is prone to actually breaking if you drop them a certain way. So in comparison, you see the window is actually going to give you a longer view because we're not really shooting up and down. We're going for visual side to side. And then other than that, the glass itself is just the same. You have the same kind of hue that's going to help it with reflecting the light, kind of like sunglasses. Shake awake, just that. If this is sitting down on the table, you pick it up, it turns itself off while you're not moving it. The second you pick it up, it activates, and that conserves the battery life. Then the actual setting that's going to be the brightness setting is, if you're in a dark setting like this, it's going to be a lot lower so it doesn't blind you. But so the brightness is going to adjust from the darker setting to the light setting and then back to the darkness setting. So that way you're not sitting here trying to mess with the buttons. You're actually just on target doing what you got to do. So this is definitely an awesome option. You do have a integrated rear sight on there, if you can see. I'll block my face out. So that in itself is awesome. You have tactile buttons. You can hear that in the microphone there. I'm not just putting that up to my hat. But yeah, so you have some tactile buttons. And on the screws, those are actually tactile as well. That's your windage and elevation screws, and that's a big deal that those actually have those tactile clicks, because that's going to hold your screw in place and not make you lose zero. On top of that, look at the cool little tool that comes with this setup. It looks like a little rifle, and it has the front sight indicator is windage and elevation adjustment screwdriver. The front a star screwdriver. The bottom is, as well as the back is going to be the adjustment to remove the door on the battery, which is externally on the side now. So now you can take your 2032 battery out through the side without having to remove the optic off of the gun. They really are bringing these things into the next level of optics. Like I said, their red dots are great, but their rifle scopes are definitely already up there. They use very high class glass, and now the red dots are moving right up there too. You're still paying the cheaper prices, but you're not getting cheaper performance. You're getting that better stuff every single generation of these things. So this Frenzy X is absolutely something that you want to look for. But that's not all that we have. I have a second one, and this is a little bit bigger of a setup here. Again, I don't want to say this wrong. So this is the Frenzy Plus 1x22x32 with the QD mount. So this is more for a pistol caliber carbine. And what the heck is that? A pistol caliber carbine is this. So this is basically like a pistol rifle kind of setup with AR controls and everything, but this shoots 9mm. And the reason why they wanted me to put it on one of these is because the overall, I guess, reciprocation of the mass that you're going to have in this thing, with how much, I guess, just inertia you're going to feel from this thing. Even though it's a 9mm, you get a real good amount of recoil from these things, really pushing into your shoulder. They are prone to killing optics. So what Vector wanted to do was build an optic that would survive something like this. So I figured I got this. This is a 4.5-inch barrel with a suppressor put on it, and we are going to be shooting Callaway ballistics, 124s, 148 subsonic ammo, and that is just going to be a hell of a time on this dot. But that's why we do this stuff. We want to test this kind of stuff to make sure that it's going to work for you guys, the consumers. So what else does this thing come with? All the same kind of features that we have on the first one. This has the tactile screws, the tactile buttons, different versions. You are going to get the night vision settings, as well as the shake awake technology. And then the coolest part about this is it's got this little lever here. And what that's going to do is that's going to be your adjustment to attach to your Picatinny rail. And once you get it locked on, it's locked until you lift up on this lever here. Well, you push down on this lever. And what that's going to do is release it, and now you will be able to pop it on and off. That's a big deal. That's just thinking outside the box. You want stuff like that because that's just, you need stuff like that. It's like a safety precaution. You don't want this thing flying off with all that kind of recoil that I was saying the PCCs have. So this is it's a 6 MOA red dot. I believe they are going to be making a green dot. They have it in 3 MOA as well. And I believe with this Frenzy setup, the Frenzy X, you have the same kinds of stuff where you're going to be getting the 3 MOA, the 6 MOA, and then they even, I believe, are coming out with the 3 MOA dot with a 36 MOA circle around that. I might be mistaken on that. It might be a future one, but from reading the user manual, I did see something about that, so might be coming very soon. They do have a good warranty setup as well. You can read all of that on the cards here. They are VIP lifetime warranties. And like I said, if you guys are interested, there is going to be a discount code, SGZ10. It's super simple to remember. And with Memorial Day right around the corner, you might be able to combine those two and get yourself 1, 2, 3 awesome setups for a pretty cheap price. So I'm not trying to sell this stuff by any means. I just want you guys to be informed on what we have, and Vector Optics is not that cheaper brand anymore. They are definitely up in that kind of affordable but yet quality stuff. I mean, the glass on both of these are phenomenal. Like I said, I've used the other versions of these things for quite some time, and I haven't had a failure yet. So, I mean, let's see what we got out here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an awesome weekend. And remember, stay safe, believe and achieve, and we'll check you later.